I'm Emily. I'm 28. I'm an architect, and I'm in the middle of planning my wedding. My fiancé, Daniel, and I are paying for the entire thing ourselves. Every last cent. It's stressful, but it's ours. My phone rings. It's my parents, and they sound excited. I make the mistake of feeling relieved, but within minutes, the real call begins. They don't just ask, they immediately ask for plus ones. Not for themselves, for distant relatives I barely even know. I tell them no. The switch is instant. The excitement vanishes, replaced by pure fury. They call me petty, vindictive. The entitlement. It just sucks the air right out of the room. How dare they? I keep my voice steady, even though my hands are shaking. No. I take a breath, and I finally say the words I've been holding for 9 months. If I wasn't important enough to be at Olivia's wedding, why should I accommodate people I don't know at mine? The line goes dead silent. This was never about extra seats at a table. This is about the wedding they lied to me about. Have you ever been the scapegoat in your own family? Let me know in the comments, and subscribe if you want to hear how this ends. That silence on the phone. It was heavy. It was full of everything I'm about to tell you. To understand why my voice was shaking, but my answer was solid steel. You have to go back 1 year. Back to my older sister, Olivia. Olivia is 31, and in my family, she has always been the golden child. She's the sun, and I'm the planet they forget is in orbit. She's the one who could do no wrong, the one who gets the easy pass, the soft smiles, the endless support. I'm the other one, the practical one, the architect, the one who is, in their favorite word, difficult. And last year, Olivia was getting married. I remember exactly where I was when they told me. I'd stopped by my parents' house after work. My mom was making tea, rattling the ceramic mugs in the kitchen. My dad was at the table, flipping through junk mail. It was all so painfully normal. "Oh, Emily," my mom said, her voice breezy, like she was just remembering to tell me we were out of milk. "Big news, Olivia's getting married." My heart did a little jump. "What? That's amazing. When? Where's the party? Does she need help with invitations? I'm a designer, after all." My dad cut in, not even looking up from his credit card offer. "It's nothing big. They're just going down to the courthouse. They're keeping it really small." My mom came over, wiping her hands on a towel. "Exactly," she emphasized. "Just a simple courthouse thing. You know how Olivia is. No fuss." "No fuss? Olivia?" This is the sister who once had a meltdown because her birthday present was the wrong shade of blue. The lie felt weird. It was like a jacket that was 2 sizes too small. It just didn't fit. But they were so casual, so dismissive. They were adamant. "It's just the registry," my dad clarified. "We're not making a big deal out of it." I just stood there, holding a tea I didn't want anymore. A courthouse. No party. No big white dress. No, me. Was I disappointed? Of course I was. This was my sister. My only sister. I wanted to be there. I wanted to see her sign the book. To cry. To throw confetti. To do something. But I've spent 28 years being told that my feelings are difficult. My questions are judgmental. That's the label they slap on you when you're the first one to notice something is wrong. So, I did what I always do. I smiled. I nodded. I buried the hurt down deep, where it couldn't make anyone else uncomfortable. "Oh," I said, forcing my voice to sound light. "Well, that's great. Tell her congratulations from me." If they're keeping it small, I reasoned, small must mean only parents, right? I'm not high drama. I won't be the drama. I accepted their story. I chose to trust my family. The day of the courthouse thing came and went. I sent a text. I pictured them on some cold marble steps, maybe taking a single selfie. I felt that little pang of sadness, but I pushed it away. To prove I was supportive, to prove I wasn't the difficult daughter, I went online. I found her registry. I bought them a kind gift, a very expensive espresso machine. I had it shipped right to her. I thought I was being the respectful, easygoing sister. I thought I was believing my family. I had no idea that the courthouse thing was a complete and total fabrication, a lie designed for one specific purpose, to keep me away. The espresso machine arrived. Olivia sent a generic thank you text, 3 words. I didn't hear much from them after that. Life went on. 3 months passed. It was a Tuesday. I was on my couch, in my apartment, wrapping up a late project for work. It must have been almost midnight. The only light in the room was the dim lamp on my desk and the sharp blue glow of my phone. I was doing that mindless end-of-day scroll, tapping through stories, scrolling past ads, liking a photo of a friend's dog. And then, I stopped. My thumb just froze on the screen. It was a photo, tagged by a distant cousin. The caption just said, "So happy for Olivia, what a beautiful day." I clicked the tag. My heart, it didn't drop, it just stopped. It was Olivia, but she wasn't at a courthouse. She wasn't in a simple pantsuit. She was in a gorgeous dress, a massive white designer wedding gown, lace, a veil, a train that took up half the frame. I blinked. This must be a different party. A reception? I swiped. The next photo wasn't at a courthouse. It was at a fancy venue. A huge, historic building with floor-to-ceiling windows, draped in silk. I could see chandeliers. There were flowers everywhere. Peonies and white roses, dripping from every table. I swiped again. It wasn't keeping it small. It was huge. There must have been 100 people, tons of guests. My breath hitched. The room was spinning. The blue light of the phone felt like it was burning my eyes. My thumb freezes. My heart plummets into my stomach, cold and heavy like stone. I scrolled. Faster. Photo. After photo. After photo. There's my mom, crying in the front row. There's my dad, walking Olivia down the aisle. There's my aunts, my uncles, my cousins, our childhood neighbors, Olivia's college friends. Everyone was there. The espresso machine, the kind gift I sent. I felt like such a fool. They were probably all laughing. Look what Emily sent. She actually believed us. I was the only one. My own sister, my own parents. They didn't just have a wedding without me. They built an entire, elaborate lie. A conspiracy. They coordinated their stories. They told me that courthouse line with straight faces, all of them. They did it just to exclude me. The silence of my apartment was deafening. I couldn't breathe. I just stared at the screen, at the smiling faces, the champagne toasts, the party I was deliberately, surgically removed from. Why? Why would they do this? Why lie? What could I possibly have done to deserve this? I didn't even get off the couch. My hands were shaking so hard I could barely unlock my phone. My thumb, numb from scrolling, fumbled as I navigated to my contacts. I hit Mom. My heart was a drum against my ribs, so loud I thought it would echo in the receiver. My throat was tight and dry. It rang. Once. Twice. Her voice, sleepy and warm. "Emily? It's late, honey. Is everything okay? Is everything okay?" The casual, loving question. The lie of it just made the anger flash white hot. The words just fell out of me, raw and wet. I saw the pictures. Silence. It wasn't a confused silence. It wasn't a, "What pictures?" silence. It was a guilty silence. The heavy, dead air silence of being caught. Honey, I don't know what you mean," she stammered, but the lie was weak. "Don't," I snapped. The tears were coming now, hot and furious. "Just don't." I saw Olivia's wedding. The real one. The dress. The venue. Everyone. Why? Why would you lie to me? Why wasn't I there? I was crying. I was practically choking on the word why. I was waiting for anything. "We're so sorry. It was a mistake. We didn't know how to tell you." I got nothing. Instead, I heard her sigh. A deep, annoyed sigh. As if I was the inconvenience. As if my discovery was the problem, not her betrayal. "Emily, listen to me," she said, and her voice changed. The fake mom voice was gone. It was replaced by that familiar, steely defensiveness. "We knew you'd be like this. This is exactly why you weren't invited." The coldness of that sentence hit me harder than the photos. It stopped my tears. What does like this mean? You mean hurt? "You know," she said, her voice rising, finding its strength in the attack. You can be difficult. There it was. The brand. The label they've stamped on me my entire life. You're so judgmental, she continued. You analyze everything. You would have had an opinion on the flowers, the music, her dress. You would have found something wrong. This was Olivia's day, she said, her voice dripping with that fierce maternal protection she only ever used for her golden child. And this was the line that shattered me, she just wanted a stress-free day. A stress-free day. The implication hung in the air, toxic and suffocating. I am the stress. My presence, my sister's presence, is a burden. I am the thing that ruins a perfect day. I wasn't a guest. I wasn't family. I was a problem to be managed, a variable to be eliminated, a risk to be contained. And the easiest way to manage me was to lie, to cut me out completely. It wasn't just a lie, it was a character assassination. They had to justify their cruelty by convincing themselves I was a villain. So, you all just decided this? I whispered. You all got together and decided I was too difficult to watch my own sister get married? Honey, you're overreacting, she said, trying to pat me on the head through the phone. It's done now. It's in the past. You just need to let it go. I didn't say goodbye. I just disconnected the call. I sat in the dark. What did they think I was going to do? Stand up and object during the vows? Criticize the catering? They were so afraid of my judgment that they did the most judgmental, cruelest thing I could possibly imagine. They didn't just exclude me. They rewrote my entire personality to make it my fault. I never forgot it. I carried that wound, heavy and sharp, for the next 9 months. Right up until the moment they called me, asking for favors for my wedding. So we go back to 9 months later, back to my phone call. I'm sitting at my desk, my apartment flooded with afternoon light. I'm an architect, my desk is covered in sketches, blueprints, and now, finally, wedding spreadsheets. Daniel and I are deep in the planning. We're paying for this whole thing ourselves, which means every line item, every chair, every guest, is a decision we have to make and pay for. My phone buzzes. Mom. I hesitate. We're talking, but it's not the same. It's been 9 months of strained small talk, 9 months of me swallowing the acid that rises in my throat every time I hear her voice. 9 months of letting it go, just like she told me to. I pick up. Hey, Mom. Emily. Honey, how are you? Her voice is beaming. It's a 100-watt bulb of forced cheer. It's the voice she uses when she wants something. I'm good, I say, guarded, just working on the seating chart. Oh, wonderful, we are just so excited. Your father and I were just talking about it. It's all coming together. I relax my shoulders. Just a fraction. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is the moment we finally move on. Maybe she's just calling to be a mom. Yeah, I say, allowing a small smile. It's a lot of work, but it's great. Now, she cuts me off, the cheerfulness not dimming one bit. Listen, while you're working on that list, we've got a few people we need to add. My smile freezes. What do you mean, need to add? Oh, just Aunt Carol's kids and their partners, and your father's cousin from out of state. I've got about 5 people here. She says it just like that, 5 people, as if she's adding to a grocery list. These aren't people I'm close to. These are distant relatives who haven't spoken to me in years, people who weren't even at Olivia's wedding. They aren't asking, they are telling. The audacity, it's breathtaking. The hypocrisy is so sharp, so stunning, it literally steals my breath. They held a secret, lavish wedding for their golden child. A wedding they actively lied about to exclude me. They gaslit me, called me difficult, and told me my very presence was a stressor. And now they expect me to foot the bill. To add their random guests to my wedding, the wedding I am paying for. My wedding is just a party planning opportunity for them, a social event for them to show off. I'm not a daughter getting married. I'm the caterer. And the wound. The 9-month-old wound that I have been desperately trying to stitch closed, just tears wide open. All the shame of that late-night discovery, all the humiliation of those stress-free excuses, it all comes flooding back, hot and choking. I put my pen down. My hand is perfectly steady. My voice, when I speak, is cold and flat. No. A short, sharp, perfect word. What? Her voice drops. The 100-watt bulb is gone. No, that's not happening. The guest list is final. I tap my pencil on the spreadsheet. Daniel and I are paying for this ourselves, and we are not adding 5 extra people we don't know. The explosion is instantaneous. Emily, don't be ridiculous. That is your family. They are not invited. The list is done. How dare you? She shrieks. And then come the words, the familiar, rusted weapons they always use to put me back in my box. You are being petty. You're being vindictive. It's not enough to be called names. Now comes the entitlement. We are your parents, my father yells, grabbing the phone. We have a right to have our guests there. A right? The word just hangs in the air between us. A right? What right? The right of parents who lie? The right of parents who made their own daughter feel like a burden? They had no right to be at my wedding at all, let alone demand invites for their friends. Right? I say it out loud. The word tastes like ash. You have a right? My father is still sputtering about respect, about family, but I cut him off. The 9 months of forced politeness, of swallowing my humiliation, it's just gone. Let me be perfectly clear, I say, and my voice is so calm it scares me. You don't have a right to anything, not for my wedding. And then, I use the one weapon I have, the one truth that I've been holding back. If I wasn't important enough to be at Olivia's wedding, why should I accommodate people I don't know at mine? Dead. Silence. The sputtering stops. The yelling stops. I can hear my mother's sharp inhale on the other end of the line. I said it. I brought up the unbring up Abel. I broke the family's unspoken rule. We don't talk about the lie. For a second, I think they might actually apologize. That this might be the moment the dam breaks. Click. They hung up on me. Just like that. The righteous, furious parents, faced with their own hypocrisy, just ran. They hung up on their difficult daughter. My hand is still gripping my phone. I am shaking, not from sadness, from adrenaline, from a rage that is so pure and so cold, it's almost clarifying. They didn't just not apologize, they attacked me. And when I presented the evidence of their own crime, they fled. I sit there, staring at the spreadsheet. The names of my actual friends and loved ones blur. All I can see is that photo of Olivia in her perfect dress at her perfect party. I know it's not over. They don't just hang up. They escalate. They regroup. They call their allies. And in my family, there is only one ally. An hour later, right on cue, my phone buzzes on the desk. The screen lights up. Olivia. My stomach doesn't just knot. It seizes. It's a physical, painful clench. This is it. A tiny, stupid, pathetic part of me thinks, maybe she's calling to apologize. Maybe she heard what happened, she realizes how awful this is, and she's calling to finally, fix it. That little flicker of hope, the one that never seems to die, whispers, this is the moment she'll be your sister. I answer the call. Hello? Her voice isn't warm. It's not apologetic. It's ice. What did you say to Mom and Dad? Not how are you? Not what's going on. Just a cold, sharp accusation. I'm not her sister. I'm a suspect being interrogated. I told them they couldn't invite 5 extra people to my wedding, I say, my voice matching hers. That's it, she scoffs. You made Mom cry over 5 people? Emily, what is wrong with you? My head is spinning. The gaslighting. It's so fast, so complete. I made Mom cry. Olivia, I say, trying to keep my voice even. This has nothing to do with 5 people. This has to do with them demanding things for my wedding when they lied to me about yours. Oh my God, she groans, like I'm a child having a tantrum. Are you still on that? I cannot believe you. And then she delivers the line. The one they all must have rehearsed. The one that proves they are a united front, and I am the enemy. You are ruining your relationship with the family, she yells. Mom and Dad are devastated. You are the one causing all of this drama, all because you can't let anything go. I'm ruining it. I'm causing the drama. The girl who sat alone on her couch, scrolling through photos of a life she was banned from. The girl who sent a gift to the lie they told. I'm the problem. The heat is climbing up my spine. My jaw is locked so tight it aches. I am on the verge of something. Olivia, you don't get to talk to me about this. You lied to me. So what? She shouts. It was my day. And you know what? You are difficult, and you are judgmental, and we knew you'd make it all about you, just like you're doing right now. And then she says it. The one sentence that ends our relationship. The one sentence that invalidates every ounce of pain they ever caused me. The one sentence that finally sets me free. You should just get over it. Get over it. The words just hang there, ringing in my ear. She tells me, the one who was lied to, the one who was excluded, the one who was humiliated, left to find out about her own sister's wedding from a cousin on social media. She tells me to get over their deliberate, calculated betrayal. All the air leaves my lungs. It's not even anger anymore. It's clarity. A terrible, cold, perfect clarity. This whole time, my entire life, I was the difficult one. I was the judgmental one. I was the problem. But I wasn't the one who lied. I wasn't the one who coordinated a conspiracy to exclude my own sister. They were. And they felt zero remorse. They weren't sorry they did it. They were just annoyed, I found out. They were annoyed I wouldn't just shut up about it and let them continue their perfect, golden child life. They would do it again. In a heartbeat. What kind of family does that? A family that isn't a family. Not to me. And the part of me that had been waiting, hoping, aching for an apology, it just died. It shriveled up and died on the phone, and the thing that grew in its place was steel. No. My voice is quiet. It's not a shout. It's a statement. It's the end of the world. Olivia scoffs. No? What do you mean, no? No, I say again, cutting her off. I will not get over it. And you do not get to tell me to. And before she can say another word, before she can gaslight me, or attack me, or tell me I'm being petty one more time, I hang up. My finger moves to her contact. I look at her name. Olivia. I press block. A pop-up asks me to confirm. I press it without hesitation. It's done. A single, irreversible action. I feel the click of it in my bones. One half of the problem, solved. But I'm not finished. My hands are perfectly steady now. The adrenaline is gone, replaced by a crystalline focus. I open a new text message. To my parents. I type, "This is the final decision." I don't write, "Dear." I don't write, "Hi." I just state the facts. You two are invited to the wedding. Your plus ones are not. This is my wedding, my rules. I type the line that I know is the only one that matters. The one that holds all the power. Daniel and I are paying for it. I pause. And I add the final, beautiful, liberating sentence. If that is a problem, you do not have to come at all. I hit send. I let the phone drop to the desk. I lean back in my chair. I breathe. The silence in the apartment is real this time. It's not the silence of being caught. It's the silence of peace. Daniel finds me a few minutes later, drawn by the lack of noise. He just stands in the doorway of my office, looking at my face. "What happened?" he asks, his voice gentle. I don't say anything. I just tap the phone. He picks it up. He reads the text I sent to my parents. His eyes go wide for a second. Then, he smiles. He walks over and pulls me out of the chair, into a hug that feels like an anchor. He just holds me for a second, and then pulls back. "You did the right thing," he says, and his voice is as solid as mine was, 100%. "This is our day, not theirs." And I know he's right. The silence that followed that text message was deafening. For weeks, I heard nothing. No angry calls, no apologies, no texts, just static. The old Emily, the difficult one, the one who was desperate for approval, would have broken. She would have called. She would have said, "I'm sorry. Please just come, bring whoever you want." She would have apologized for their behavior, just to have peace. But that Emily died on the phone with Olivia. So, I waited. I let them sit in the consequences of their own actions. I held the boundary, I let the silence stretch, and I kept planning my wedding. I was done. I was finally, truly done. On the day of my wedding, I wasn't even thinking about them. I was in the bridal suite with my best friend, my maid of honor. We were laughing, drinking champagne. I was surrounded by people who chose to be there, people who celebrated me without condition. When it was time, I walked down that aisle, and I wasn't looking for them in the pews. I was only looking for Daniel, but they were there. They came, and just as I had dictated, it was just the two of them. I saw them out of the corner of my eye. They were sitting in the third row, not the front. They looked small, stiff, deeply uncomfortable. My mother was clutching her purse in her lap like a life raft. My father was staring straight ahead, his jaw set. They weren't the proud parents of the bride. They were just two guests. And as I walked past them, I saw it. The dawning, horrified realization in their eyes. I was serious. I wasn't bluffing. I had called their bluff, taken their power, and built a beautiful day without their permission. They had no control here. They had lost. As I stood at the altar, holding Daniel's hands, I felt light. The knot of anxiety that had lived in my stomach for 28 years, the constant, grinding need to be good enough, to be easy enough, to finally earn their approval, it was just gone. I didn't focus on them. I didn't let their sour energy touch me. I focused on my husband. I focused on the promises we were making. I looked out at the faces of our friends, our chosen family, all of them smiling, some of them crying happy tears for us. This was family. The people who show up. The people who don't lie. The people who don't see your presence as a stress. I looked at Daniel. I looked at my best friend, who was beaming at me. And I realized that being excluded from Olivia's fancy venue wasn't a punishment. It was a gift. It was the slap in the face I needed to finally wake up. It was the moment they finally, accidentally, set me free. They freed me from a lifetime of chasing a love that was conditional. They freed me from ever needing their approval ever again. My wedding day wasn't about them. It was about me and the life I was building with my husband. It was about my peace. My parents and my sister. They showed me exactly who they were. And my only mistake, my only real mistake, was not believing them the first time. Never let anyone, not even your family, make you feel difficult for demanding the same basic respect you give to them. Never let them gaslight you into thinking your pain is an inconvenience. If you agree, subscribe for more stories about breaking free and finding your worth.